Hello, fellow YouTubians. How you guys doing? Alright. So, Impact just went off the air not too long ago here on the West Coast. So, before I give my thoughts on the show, there's a few little side notes I like to add, just in case you guys haven't heard about it. One of them is, it's actually about Scott Hall, or is it Ramon? There you go. Apparently, Scott Hall was actually hospitalized due to a drug overdose. It says a former WWE and TNA talent, Scott Hall, has been hospitalized following a drug overdose. No further details are available. Yeah. Scott Hall, man. I mean, it's Scott Hall. I mean, where's the Ramon? I mean, we all know the history of Scott Hall and drinking and everything, and TNA saw that. Just like TNA saw, you know, the drug problem that Mr. Jeffrey Hardy has. A problem that he has, being simple. So yeah. Also, let's see, Sonny being engaged. Yeah, who cares? Various tweets about be gay. What? Oh, apparently, I found this out by a fellow a fellow person in the YWC, and also on a wrestling site I like to go on. That Superstars will no longer be televised anymore on WGN. Apparently now it's going to be, I guess, on W.com. It's going to be on the internet or something. So yeah, I know not a lot of us don't watch Superstars just because it's a lot all mid carders slash jobbers. I mean, I even joked about it on Stone Cold, Rated RKO's channel. I told him, I said, dude, where's Ted DiBiase gonna be on now? I know supposedly now he's trying to have this feud with Yoshitatsu fighting over Maris, of either me or NXT, your pick. She better pick freaking NXT, cause seriously, she picks him. Okay, Lord. Anyway, even though she shouldn't be on there, but that's for another story, kiddies. But yes, apparently the last match on Superstar televised was Santino Marella and Ted DiBiase. Take a wild guess who won that match. Ted DiBiase. Too bad April Fool's was over a week ago, because really it was Santino. Yeah. Bummer. See, I keep telling you guys, who would have thought that Cody Rhodes would get a bigger push than Ted DiBiase? Just because Ted DiBiase came with a movie and then he has a look. Okay. So anyway, let's go to TNA. So TNA started off tonight, talking about, well, first came out Fortune and Christopher Daniels. Daniels said, "Come on, please put me in the steel cage match. The lethal lockdown steel cage match at Lockdown." And they're like, sure, whatever. And then here comes, Mortal Brother. Here comes, Ric Flair. And Ric Flair downgrading Christopher Daniels. Just saying, I am God. I am God. Who the hell are you? And it was just, I kind of had mixed feelings about him saying that, because at first I was like, oh yeah, classic Ric Flair, he is God, he's a wrestling god, yada yada. At the same time, like, Daniels has worked his ass off in TNA, especially in the X Division. He's one of the main guys that brought the X Division to amazing heights. X Division, it no longer exists. But alright. So yeah, we had that, and I guess, again, guys, I'm gonna go back and forth about this whole TNA night, because it just seemed like, for some reason, when I see WWE, I just remember Picture Perfect, but every time I see TNA, I kind of bounce back and forth. So we have this backstage segment that Winter is with Angelina Love. Yeah, she's with Angelina Love, and she talks to Angelina, telling how much she loves her, yada yada yada. Oh yeah, and Bubba Ray, I forgot, Bully Ray, excuse me, cut a promo earlier in the night too. Talked about how, what was he said, that Daniels needs to watch Oprah or something, and I'm thinking to myself, Bully Ray, you're tanner than frickin' Snooki right now. Seriously, the guy is literally beat orange. I don't know what's going on with him, but yeah. So anyway, back to Winter. Winter's telling Angelina, I love you, blah blah. I would never leave you. Velvet's trying to tear us apart. Yada yada. And again, Angelina's drinking some of this, obviously it's like some drugs or something, and she's just like in a zombie phase thing going with the whole she's just not 100% there. But anyway, so yeah, that's that. And then we have our first match of the night, believe it or not, is uh, Tommy Dreamer and Brother Devon versus Mexican America, which is Hernandez and that other guy. I can't remember his name. The match itself, it was not good. I didn't like it. Wasn't a fan of it. The match was over. Matt Morgan comes out, tries to beat down on Hernandez. Hernandez gets in the way. He beats up on the other guy in Mexican Americana, and just to build up the feud for their cage match at Lockdown. So yeah. Then we had, Mr. Anderson backstage. He's talking to himself. He's literally going crazy. And then he sees a note on, I guess Sting wrote him a note saying that, whatever. And then we have this, we have the Knockouts tag title match between Rosita and Sarita versus Angelina Love and Velvet Sky. We didn't get to see the pigeons loose. Well, it's a very sad day. I did not see the pigeons loose. But anyway. Angelina wasn't even really in the match. It was just Velvet Sky versus, freaking Rosita and Sarita. Because, Winder comes out there, basically gives Angelina orders. Angelina beats the living crap out of Velvet for like a minute and a half. I don't know, it was like for a minute. And then Sarita, I believe, it was Rosita that covered Velvet to retain the title. So yeah. Again, Angelina Love is a zombie. Yeah. Hot zombie, but she's a zombie, nonetheless. So then we have this big 6-man tag team match between Robbie E. Don't ask why Robbie E. is still on freaking television. And Generation Me, who's been having problems lately, apparently. Versus Chris Sabin. Yeah, because actually it's hurt. Chris Sabin. Brian Kendrick, who I'm surprised still has a job. And Suicide, who I'm also surprised still has a job. Because Suicide's from a freaking character a few years ago with a freaking TNA Impact team. But anyway, the match happened. It was okay, I guess. I forget which buck turned on which. I think it was Max that turned on Jeremy. And then Brian Kendrick got the pin for the win. So yeah, that was that. And yeah. Yeah. This was TNA tonight, guys. Then RVD, was scheduled that RVD was going to face Sting later the night. Then Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff were talking, with the rest of, he talked to, who was it? Gunnar Murphy and Rob Terry. And Mr. Anderson comes in and Hulk Hogan, gives an offer to Mr. Anderson, you want to join Mortal Brother? And then, basically Mr. Anderson's kind of like, and then Mr. Anderson becomes special guest referee for the main event between RVD and Sting. So yeah. Then we have Samoa Joe versus Murphy. Murphy got killed in 2 minutes, literally. And then, after the match was over, Joe was going to go after the Pope. Pope ran away. Then we had Tara and Madison Rayne run over Mickey James with a motorcycle. Yeah, they ran over Mickey James with a motorcycle. Camera guy dropped the camera. I was like, Mickey, you okay? You okay? We need help. That was it. Then remember that Jeff Jarrett has this restraining order. That his wife has. Karen Jarrett has a restraining order with Kurt, that he can't get near her or whatever. And Jeff was in the steel cage. Kurt goes after Jeff. Jeff leaves, runs away with Karen. So yeah. So then we have then we have the lumberjack match, you guys. My favorite match of the night. We had Daniels versus Bully Ray. Until Bully Ray beat Daniels. That's right, guys. Bully Ray beat Daniels. Oh my God. Why? And then last but not least, we had the main event. We had Sting versus Sting versus RVD. Mr. Anderson was referee. Mr. Anderson hits the mic check on Sting. RVD hits the 5-star frog splash. Mr. Anderson takes and then 1, 2, 3. RVD wins. Mr. Anderson takes the world title, whacks it over RVD's head. Then comes think it was Gunnar Murphy and Rob Terry that comes out there. You know, it's like, oh yeah, yeah, Mr. Anderson's doing Immortal. Mr. Anderson has a pipe. You know, he gives a mic check to all of them, and then you know, good old Hulk Hogan cusses him out. You know, saying that son of a bitch. Oh, I'm gonna get them next week. That son of a bitch. I'm gonna get him next week. That son of a bitch, brother. Yeah, that was TNA. That was TNA tonight, basically, folks. Not TNA's greatest episode by far. Was it the worst episode? I wouldn't say the worst, but I wouldn't say now. Before you TNA marks say, oh my god, you just hate TNA. You hate TNA. I can't believe it, man. You're pulling on TNA. TNA had one bad night. Do you see me complain about Monday Night Raw? I'm telling you, I'm giving TNA till lockdown. If lockdown's done, I'm done. Peace.